Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 174. I'm Phil Graham. Today, I'm going to be talking about Facebook ad objectives and the fact that different objectives can actually make a huge difference to your results. And I'm going to cover some of my favorite objectives and actually give you an example of two different ads with same ad but different objectives and how it actually improved in terms of results. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. I'm actually recording this late. We had Labor Day weekend, and normally the podcast comes out on Tuesday, but I'm recording this on Wednesday just because I literally had no time until today. And I'll tell you what, like for a half a second, because it's just been so busy with clients, for a half a second, I thought, maybe I'll just skip a week. I will never skip a week, my friends. It's not happening. I've been doing this for over 3 years now, like 3.5 years. I've never skipped a week. I can't skip a week. So I slapped myself in the face, metaphorically speaking, of course. And I'm here because I want to serve you guys. And so I'm actually excited to be here. This is actually one of my favorite things. I love working with clients, especially when I do calls with clients on a regular basis. But besides that, this is definitely doing the podcast is one of my most favorite things I do every single week for our business. And so I'm happy to be here with you guys. So before we jump into the actual content, and I am going to make this pretty short, but I hope these short, actionable episodes help you guys, because I know for me, they would really help me if it's not too long. So hope you appreciate that. Before we jump into that, just a couple quick notes. Number one, if you want to connect with me, maybe you have an idea for a topic for a future podcast episode, or you're looking for a professional like myself to potentially either run ads for you or coach you one-on-one, where that's a million times better than trying to take a course or figuring it out yourself, then you can connect with me on my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital, and we can connect. It may or may not be the right fit. We'll have to connect and we'll see, but if it is, we might be able to do some great things together. And then secondly, if you are an ad agency or you're looking to start an ad agency, because you can make amazing money. You can make more than doctors and lawyers working from home, choosing clients that you like. It's a great business. If you run one and you want to grow it, or if you want to start one or learn how to start one, I've got a free Facebook group where I'll be teaching people how to do exactly that. So it's called Ad Agency School. If you want the URL to the group, just hit me up on Instagram. Just DM me at philgrahamdigital, and I will hook you up with the group. It's totally free. So with that being said, my friends, I hope you all had a great weekend and a great week so far. I wanted to share a quick, tiny little story with you guys before we jump into the content. This is very, very interesting and telling about the market these days. So this past week, I had somebody come to me who wanted some consulting, some coaching. You know, I run ads for clients, but I also do coaching and mentoring as well for certain clients. And so this person came to me and we did a call to see if it was the right fit. Now, in this particular scenario, it was not the right fit. This was somebody, honestly, who was just kind of like a get-rich-quick person who is just somewhat of a spammer. I don't want to say anything bad about this person, but certainly, when you picture a spammy salesperson, this is who you would get. And this person wanted help because they weren't making any money. And, I love helping people that need to make more money. It's a passion of mine. But when I went to look at his stuff, because, I said, well, let's see what you're doing. It was just completely shocking. Everything he put out there on social media was completely false. I looked at all his platforms and he was talking about all this money he was making. He was showing pictures of cars and nice houses and either directly or indirectly, or both, actually both, alluding to the fact that he's making all kinds of money and he can help you do it too. Well, I asked him about it and he said, well, I'm just trying to fake it till I make it. I was like, man, that's not how it works. You can't do that. You can't mislead people like that. And so obviously I did not work or coach the person. I did not work with him. But I just wanted to kind of bring that to your attention because there are so many people out there like that. So many. And they're all trying to teach you something or get you to buy something. And you've just got to be super careful. It's one of the reasons why I do this podcast, because if you ever have any doubts about either whether I know my stuff or whether I care or anything like that, you've got 3.5 years of weekly episodes to listen to. Not to mention, you can get me on a call and we can connect and you can find out that way as well. So just be careful. There's a lot of that stuff out there. Do not believe what you see online. I don't care what people are saying. I don't care what they post. I don't care if they have 1 million likes on what they post. Don't just believe it, because so much of that stuff is false and fake. So be careful. All right, so into the content. This is going to be short and sweet, but super helpful. So Facebook ad objectives. A lot of people don't realize that the objective you pick for your ads can make a huge difference to your success. In fact, it might mean the difference between failure and success. And there's a number of different objectives. And what I want you to do is, like, a lot of people make the mistake of just defaulting and just using one objective all the time, and that's it. That is not something I would recommend, because objectives have their strengths and weaknesses. You want to think of objectives like football players. Here we go, another football analogy. By the way, you guys, football season is starting this coming weekend. The NFL is back. I am so excited. I just had to throw that in there. But anyway, think of a football player, okay? You've got like Russell Wilson of the Seahawks here in Seattle, who's a quarterback. You've got somebody like Tom Brady. They have a certain strength to their game. And that strength excels at the position of quarterback. Now, if Russell Wilson tried to play kicker or even linebacker, he wouldn't be very good. He certainly wouldn't be as good as a linebacker. And objectives for Facebook ads are very, very similar because they all have their strengths and weaknesses. I want to actually give you an example of something that I looked at today with a client who's a great client. And this was a great thing to show, because what I did was, as a test, I ran 2 ads that were exactly the same. The ad was the same. It was a video ad, and the audience was the same. Everything was identical, even the budget. The only difference was one ad had the objective of traffic, and the other ad had the objective of video views. That's it. The ad, the audience, the targeting, the video, the ad copy was identical. Okay, so the only difference was the ad objective. Now, when you first look at the stats, and I'm looking at them right now, if you don't really know what you're looking at or you're not quite sure, it looks like one of them crushed it, which it did, but it looks like the other one was just horrible. So the one that crushed it had a link click-through rate of over 3%, 3.30%, which is really good. The other one only had a link click-through rate of 0.13%, which is horrible for a link click-through rate. But again, that's not necessarily the job of the video views ad. That's like judging Russell Wilson, who's a quarterback, on how he can make field goals. That's not his job. That's not what he's good at. You don't use him for field goals. You use a field goal kicker for that. So long story short, the one with the great click-through rate is a traffic ad. And when you run the traffic objective, Facebook, and also I did landing page views as the ad set objective, Facebook tries to find people in your audience that are most likely to click and view your landing page, because that's your objective. When you choose a video views objective, for example, Facebook tries to find people that are more likely to actually watch your video. They know everything about us. They know who watches videos and who prefers not to, who clicks, who shares, and who doesn't. Very smart system, best in the world at that. And so they know, they put it in front of the people in your audience that are most likely to actually watch the video. So we actually got the best of both worlds in this test. From the traffic ad, we got a lot of great clicks, which is what we wanted. From the video ad, what we got was a lot of great engagement and a lot of great awareness at an insanely low cost. So I already told you the difference in clicks. Obviously the traffic ad had, or click-through rate, the traffic ad had way more clicks, at a huge click-through rate compared to the video views ad. But now let's look at the flip side. Let's talk about, both ads were videos. So the traffic ad had a total of 3,561 video views. Okay, so just over 3,500. For the exact same ad spend, the video views objective had 26,204 video views. 26,000 compared to 3,500. And that is, again, because video views, that's their job, to get views on your video. So it actually ended up costing us only 1 cent per video view. And this is to a highly targeted audience. This is not some international audience in the middle of nowhere. This is the US. 1 cent per high quality video view for that video views ad. So what we're doing is we're getting awareness through video views at a very, very cheap cost. And then we're converting that awareness through traffic ads and also through reach and retargeting ads, etc., and getting clicks that way. And yes, we still get some clicks from the video views as well. But if we only did one, it wouldn't be as good. When you do these and you work them together, it's amazing how they can work together. It's like having different positions on a football team and everybody's good at their position versus trying to have one person do everything who's not very good at everything. So make sure that you're not just using one ad objective. Make sure you know what they're all for, what they do the best and what they don't do best, and use a variety of objectives. And I'm just going to briefly run down some of my favorites. I like a lot of them, but conversion for sure. When you do the conversion objective though, you want to make sure that you're spending a big enough budget and that you have a large audience and you've got at least 50 conversions a week, or else it's going to be really tough. I also really like the traffic objective, video views, reach, message, lead generation, and event response. So there's a lot of different objectives and there's a lot of pluses and minuses to all these, but those are all very solid, strong objectives. So when you're running ads, make sure you're testing different objectives, using the strengths and avoiding the weaknesses, and then looking at the data to tell you guys what's working and what's not. And that will really help you in your journey towards great Facebook ads and making things happen. I hope that was helpful, my friends. Episode 174 is in the books. Hope you guys have a great, phenomenal week. I look forward to connecting with you next week. I will see you next time, everybody. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.